Hey you guys, my name is Pumping Priest and I welcome you to my video. First of all, a few things. First of all, please excuse my horrible German accent. Second, please remember that all of my decisions here are completely subjective and are really open to debate, and in fact I would love to debate about it. Please consider the fact that the third season has only dropped like 2 months ago, so it's kinda hard to tell which character places where. But I want to bring out the tier list, since a lot of pros posted their tier list recently, and Goku is coming out soon. So I'm kinda excited and want to see where the other characters belong. And yeah, let's get right into it. First of all, I want to start with the lowest class, and as you can see, I've got only 4 different tiers. S+, S, A and B, and the letters have a meaning. I really think that every single character is really good this season, really. He's really strong. It doesn't matter who you pick, you've got a decent character which can work. And yeah, so I personally would still put Jiren at the lowest. Even though he's really strong this season, especially if you compare him to the last season. He's got great buttons, his frame data isn't that bad, and yeah, except for his command grab and his special counter. They should really buff these 2 things, and I really hope that they will do so very soon. But other than that, he's really decent. He's got great damage, great reach, extremely good assists. I always thought that his assist was underrated anyway, and they buffed his assist even further on. It's really good. Yeah. Anyway, he's still the lowest in the tier, if you ask me. And coming at the second place. The second place is Vegeto. You may all have seen it coming, but her problems are relatively simple. First of all, she doesn't have a traditional reflect, as you guys all know, and yeah, her damage is really not very good, to say it mildly. And yeah, her mix isn't bad, but she definitely needs assist to make a good mix, to get the real mix started, because so many of her stuff is it's just fake. You can reflect all of it and punish her really hard. So she just isn't a very good character if you compare to the rest of the cast. Yeah. Similar reasons, I would put Blue Gogeta directly next to her. He's actually really decent, but there are so many strings which aren't real strings, and you can reflect them out of there. Actually, a lot of my characters I put in B are because of that. Same goes for 17, and I want you guys to remember that B doesn't mean these characters are bad. It just means these characters need support. They really need support to shine and to get their stuff really worth something. I just feel like if I'm going up against these characters and they are the anchor of the team, I'm not so afraid. Well, for the exception of maybe Beerus and Jiren, since Beerus has a great DP and Jiren has great buttons, and his down S is really good for neutral, but yeah. The next in the line is, or actually, I put him rather here. I really think Goku SSJ is, if you compare him to last season, really bad. Just as I've said before, there are no real bad characters in this game, but in comparison to last season, he really sucks. The down M, the 2M nerf really did hurt him really much. His stagger game is pretty much gone, and he's, except for his one overhead move, he really depends on all the basic stuff the fundamentals in the game, and the fundamentals should be good. Otherwise, he's got a problem. And yeah, that's actually the case, which happened to him this season. And yeah, 16 I'd say is probably in between these two. His meter nerf is still intact as far as I know. But I've gotta admit, all of these characters, except for Goku SJ, who I've made last season as well, I'm really not familiar with them a lot. Jiren I've played for almost 300 matches as well, so yeah, I noticed the difference. But for the exception of these two, I really don't know these characters a lot, so I could very much be wrong, and a 17 player occurs who proves me wrong. it's very well possible. Yeah. Anyway, moving on to A. I personally think that at the bottom of A is Goku Black still. I know a lot of people say that he's got buffed and that he's good now, but I've got my problems with that. He still lacks mix-up. He's not bad, which is why he's at A, but I think that there are so many awesome characters in this game that he just falls short in comparison. That's just my way to put it. Yeah. Anyway, moving on. Oh, wait, you know what? Let's put Gogeta below him. Just one sentence sums it up. Frame data. He's got great tools, he's got great neutral, but his frame data is really bad. They should fix it. If they do so, he's going to be up here. It's just as simple as that. Yeah. Moving on. The next in the line is Piccolo for me, because he's still got great normals. He's got decent mix-ups. But his greatest mix-up tool in the snapper meta is gone, which did hurt him a lot. Which is why I put 18 next to him as well. She's got still great stuff for her, and she was actually one of the characters I was looking most forward to in this season. But I was very much disappointed since the snap meta is gone, which is all in all a relatively good thing, I guess. But these two characters, they should have thought about a way to buff them in this regard, because it was really it was the game plan. I feel like the whole game plan is just gone, which is a shame. Next in the line is Nappa for me. Nappa, incredibly strong. He's got so many great tools when he's in your face, but the problem is he needs to get in your face first. He's got like the worst neutral in the entire game. His Ki Blast is so bad, and he doesn't have a Lariat-like move or anything like it. If you are a monster in neutral, you should play him. I would say, or you run him on point. I feel like Nappa is really a character that needs to be played on point, which says a lot, since I feel like the typical anchor point position is no more in season 3, but this is another completely other topic. Moving on. The next in the line would be Vegeto for me. Yeah, Vegeto is strong as well, definitely. And his neutral is superb. It's really just awesome. But overall, he really needs to focus on the fundamentals, like Goku had to in the last season. And yeah, that's what's keeping him from being S tier. That's at least in my book. Okay, moving on. The next one for me would be most likely Krillin. Krillin, he's got so much better this season. It's ridiculous. Beam assist, his rock assist is now actually usable, and he's got great combo roots. His mix-ups with certain other characters after his level 3 is just noxious. You can't defend him against him. You just can't. But it's still situational, and his neutral isn't bad because of his Ki Blast, and it's is probably the best Ki Kamehameha beam game in the entire game. Definitely helps him, but he's got still so short limbs. If you compare him to other characters like GT Goku or Teen Gohan, who move forward with the auto combo or like that, or have a sliding 2M animation, he doesn't have anything like that. So that's kind of missing, I'd say, from keeping him from the really high tiers. But A is still really solid. Okay, the next pick. You know what? Not yet. First put Gotenks here. I know a lot of pros put him a lot higher, but I personally, at this point at least, don't know why. Since, yeah, his spin, his Beyblade spin, or however it's called, I don't know, is super dashable now this season. And I know, just like in the last season it was really hard to get in when fighting Gotenks, and now it feels like just super dash. In the moment you see him do his spin, just super dash and get a full combo of it. Maybe I'm wrong and a good Gotenks player can easily counter that, but it just feels like one of his greatest tools is just gone. So the next pick, I'd say, is Tien. Tien, great character. I've used to main him in Season 1. The only reason I'm not maining him right now, but as I said, two reasons. First of all, give him his Cell outfit. I want his Cell-Arc outfit. And the second reason is that, yeah, the double super nerf was, of course, an issue, but the main reason is actually just because the other characters are so cool. you just have to, you can't play more than 3 characters, so it's a dilemma. Anyway, great character, decent neutral, good or decent mix-up, I guess, but he's got loading 2L, he's got amazing damage. And yeah, it's always great to have such a reliable anchor. And yeah, definitely a really good character. So next one is a character I will put with a lot of, yeah... Don't quote me on that one, let me put it this way. Because I really don't know Amazo well. I could be so wrong. I could be so wrong. It just... You face him like... It feels like you face him like 1 or 2 times out of 100 matches, so I'm not really familiar with this character. I've never made him in my life, nor do I plan on doing so. And yeah, it just feels strange to put him anywhere, since I really don't know him well. But what I've seen is that his neutral is decent. Like on the ground, it feels like he's not really dangerous at all, but once he takes flight, he's got really good neutral, and his mix-ups are definitely solid, and especially if you consider his damage. His damage is really strong, but it feels like you need a lot of meter to get his stuff going, and if you think about it, he needs meter, and he needs, in addition to that, actually he needs assists. And yeah, somehow I'd say his biggest weakness is he's like a point character and a mid character at the same time, and so he's like actually nothing of both. Since you want him mid because of his because he's that meter hungry, but you want him on point simultaneously because you want him to have his assists at his side. I don't know. I think that's his weakness actually. That yeah, that keeps him from being S tier, but it's really just this minor detail. Yeah. Next one. Same thing like Amazo. I really don't know enough about this character to make a really good choice. and to say how good or bad he is actually. But he's got great buttons, definitely. His mix-ups, his side switch mix-ups, great. Damage is okay, I'd say. I don't know exactly. Didn't stand out in any way when I fought one. Yeah. Anyway, let's get going. Since I can't say much about him anyway. Next one for me would be Ginyu. Ginyu seems really strong this season. He's still got strange neutral. It feels like he needs his game plan to get going. Once once he's got the Ginyu force out, it feels like it's almost over. But it's not that easy, I'd say. And yeah, his damage potential is huge, but very situational. Yeah, I can't say much more about him, but the fact that you can way easier combo into his level 3 body change with a lot of assists, definitely great. Okay, moving on. The next one, quite similarly. I don't know much about him, but when I fought one, it seems like they were very strong, but I've heard so much from actual hit players that they nerfed him. And yeah, his counterplay is still very good, that's for sure. His damage is still really good. His neutral is good. I'd say he's at least A tier, but I could be really wrong. He could very well be S or S plus tier. If any of you guys main hit, stay free to correct me. I would love to hear your opinion. Next one. Majin Buu. He's a mix-up monster. He's a really mix-up monster. And his buttons are really good. The only reason I would actually put him this low is because of his damage. It feels like his damage is just lackluster. It always feels like any other character can reliably two-touch you if you really know how to play him. But Majin Buu and maybe Yamcha, but we'll head to that later. They need 3 touches. They need 3 touches to kill you. And yeah, even Touch of Death, of course you can land one with him as well. But it feels like you need more resources, like with the other characters. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe someone will prove me wrong in the future and show me big big damage combos with Majin Buu. But right now, that's the reason I put him there. Next in the line would be, where do we have him? Yeah. There we go. Vegeta. Solid. Just solid overall. I can't say much more about him. I really think Vegeta is a character that doesn't shine in a single area for like some extent I guess, but he doesn't really shine in a single area like he's the best at that, he's the best at that. But I couldn't name one thing where he's actually bad at. He's got decent neutral, he's got decent damage, great assists, maybe there. Probably the best C assist in the entire game. Yeah, but I'd say that's about it. Next one, and actually last one for A tier. Cooler. He's really close to being S tier, if you ask me. Only thing keeping him from being S tier, maybe low hitting 2L is missing, or great grab. But other than that, great DP, plus on block moves. Just great. Simply is great. And the biggest buttons in the game, like the biggest buttons in the game, is ridiculous. You know what? Actually, one more A tier. and I would even put him right here. I think that Dbs Broly is like S tier online, but not if you're at a local or anything like it, because Dbs Broly's grabs aren't slow, but they aren't really fast either. It's hard to react to them online, but they are not so fast that you've got really real problems with them if you're in a tournament setting. That's at least how I feel. His damage is enormous, but yeah, his mix-ups are kind of missing for me. Okay, moving on. The first one in S tier is for me actually GT Goku. And that's actually a tough one. I could very well see him in A tier as well. I think the nerfs hit him really hard. The only thing is, he was so overpowered the last season that even with this nerfs, he's probably S tier, but it's getting close. His auto combo is really nothing special anymore. It's not bad, but it's not good either. And his build bomb is pretty much dead. There is like no reason to combo into it. It doesn't even do like 1400 damage. Like, I think it's 1370 or something like it for 3 bars. If you don't have an assist, it's actually 4 bars. You don't get a knockdown afterwards. You really need to combo afterwards. That's just bad. It's really just bad. The only situation I can think of you really would use the Spirit Bomb is when he's the last character on your team. He's got Limit Break, and he can kill with Spirit Bomb plus level 1 or plus another level 3 if you've got the meter. But other than that, Spirit Bomb is dead. It's just dead, which is really sad. I think he needed the nerf that the knockdown should be gone. They could have nerfed the damage as well, but not to that extent. But that's another topic. I'm sorry. So, next one in the line would be for me Kevlar. I think she's very strong. She definitely is. Especially her buttons. When I think about it, when she rushes forward, when you press 5M, it's almost effect proof. Awesome. Awesome stuff. The only thing keeping her from being even higher is for me that her stuff is relatively easy to reflect. But really, it's... yeah. It's not like her mix-ups are bad or anything, like it's quite the opposite. Her level 1 mix-ups are great, her mix-ups in general are great, having an additional low and an additional overhead, it's just great. Yeah. The next in the line would be for me Yamcha. Great mix-ups. One of the characters who benefited the most of the EX changes. His EX moves are ridiculously good, especially his Wolfang Fist. His Wolfang Fist is actually the one move who gives him great damage, otherwise his damage is lackluster, which is why I would put him this low. But low is relatively spoken if you think about it. He's in S tier, and I definitely think he's a great S tier character. Next one would be, for me personally, I really think Base Goku would be the next one. He's a really great character. Great anchor, actually. Anchor or mid, I wouldn't run in point. His damage is just... it's just great. He's still got the 2M of Goku, of SJ Goku. He's got mix up with his command grabs. He's got mad damage with Spirit Bomb, and now he can combo into it on his own. I don't know, man. He's just really, really good. The only thing that keeps him from being even better is that he lacks a traditional level 3 for threatening the opponent with the wake up level 3. That would be nice if he'd get anything like that. But other than that, he's just solid. He does everything you wish for a character. Alright, next one in the line would be Trunks. I think he's obnoxiously strong this season. But not that strong what people give him credit for. Thing is, I feel like his mix-ups are wild in sparking, but if he doesn't have sparking, there's something missing. His neutral is still great, but I'm not really much afraid of blocking a non-sparking Trunks. There's not so much to fear. But I could be wrong as well on that one, of course. But nevertheless, he's really, really, really strong. Don't get me wrong here, please. Next one in the line would be for me Adult Gohan. Adult Gohan is, when he's level up, when he's got his level up, then he's insane. But he really needs that level up. If I fight Adult Gohan who doesn't have his level up, it feels like he's somewhere between here, between A and B, honestly. He gets so much better. His auto combo gets much better. His EX legs get way, way better. His DPs get better. He's just so much better once he's got his level 1 off. And his reach is enormous. He doesn't have much downsides. I personally don't like his level 1 since his damage is just so ridiculously low. Other than that, just great. Just great. Next one for me would be 21. Ridiculous reach. Ridiculous neutral. Her 3 key blasts she throws at you. It's just so good. Damn. Her level 3, the buffs she got, she now gets reliably a slight knockdown. She gets reliably her extra tools after you use her level 3. You have reliable access to her giant key blast ball. I don't know how to call it, with level 1 super priorities. Insane. She's just insane. I can't put it any other way. For real. Alright. Now it's getting really close, by the way. And before I get to the other characters, I need to say I main these 3. Could be very well possible that I'm kinda biased, but hear me out first. Of course I know way more about these 3 than I know about the others. It could be very well possible that if I mained another character for the same time I've made these 3, I would know much more about them, and then I would put them maybe even higher than them. But that's another issue we'll be coming. Next 2, I would put right away. Yeah. Here we go. 1 second. Yeah. Cut. Let's keep going. Kid Buu and Bardock. Kid Buu is still very strong. There aren't a lot of things got nerfed about him, but I feel like the change, or yeah, just how should I put it? He's still strong, definitely. But I feel like his neutral isn't that ridiculous. You really need assists to get him going. It's just the way I feel. And his Kamehameha really sucks. It's easily punished. If you don't Tiger Knee it, it's so easily to punish it. Just keep blast him and get the shit going. That's why I don't see him that high, or that high is relatively spoken at this point. And yeah, he's still got one of the greatest assists in the game, the A assist. His B assist is really strong as well if you look for a great combo tool. Ridiculous. But I really don't know enough about this character, I feel. So I could be wrong on him as well, most definitely. Bardock, to be quite honest with you, a lot of the reason I put him this high is only his B assist. His B assist is really ridiculous. If it weren't for his B assist, I would actually put him here, at the top of A. Bardock is similarly to Vegeta, I'd say. He's really strong in each and every aspect of the game, but he's not broken in any in any kind, really in any sense of. He's not broken, except for his B assist. His B assist needs to be nerfed, if you ask me. It just feels like the programmers wanted it to be a C assist in the first place, and then decided to change that, and yeah, didn't change the B assist. Yeah, that's how it is actually. Next one be Broly for me. What should I say? This character is just tank. He really goes straight forward. He pushes through everything. His grabs are insanely fast. His damage that's one of his downsides actually. If you've got the damage buff, of course, here the Z factor or whatever it's called, limit break. Sorry, when he's got the limit break, he's great. He's definitely a good anchor this season. But I really feel like he, and the nerf to his level 3 did hurt his damage even further. That's why I wouldn't put him in even higher, because it feels like you really need to 3-touch your opponents. Of course, you can 2-touch them as well if you've got the right assists at your proposal. But that's the actual thing. You need assists to get it going, or he needs the limit break to reliably 2-touch you. All right. Next one would be Cell for me. And that's actually exactly what I mean. At the beginning of Season 3, I had put him like here, right behind GT Goku, maybe top A. But I know him a lot better right now, and that's what I mean. Maybe if I made Kid Buu, I would put Kid Buu over him, because I would know more about him, and I would see that his benefits even outshine Cell's, but I don't know. I can only tell you that Cell's damage it's just ridiculous. You get in the corner, for example, with a light starter, over 4,000 damage if you go optimal. Solo, without assist, without a super, and his EX moves are one of the best in the game, I'd say. His rolling crush, crossing you up. His EX EX perfect attack is underrated. You can't believe how much. Most people are just using the M version, but the X version is a real problem. It's frame 1, invulnerable to overheads, and it scales like crazy. You get so much damage of it, and yeah, that's why I put him this high. He can reliably and easily 2-touch you, really easily. He can even kill you in one combo if he's got only one assist up, especially with sparking. You know, Cell the TOD machine. Not to mention great buttons, reflect proof, backdash proof. Neutral isn't his best trait, but his buttons are so good and his EX moves are so good that he can so reliably punish any false movements. It doesn't feel like his neutral is really bad. Alright then. Next one in the line, B. And the last of S is for me Base Vegeta. Base Vegeta is just ridiculously strong when it comes to neutral. His key blasts are so good. Are really so good. And his neutral is good because of his EX dive kicks, or however it's called. as well. In fact, the only thing keeping him from S+ is the fact that you can't combo afterwards. You need to vanish, or you need an assist to extend afterwards. So he's actually really meter hungry if you want to get anything going from those hits you land in neutral. That's the only thing keeping him from S+. Other than that, he's just solid overall. He's got great damage, great neutral, great mix-up, especially with the white assists. Yeah. Tell me if I missed anything. Next one on the line would be Frieza for me. S+. I actually don't see how you could put him any lower. For real. Please let me hear your reasoning if you think otherwise, but just think about it. He's got one of the best neutrals in the game. He's got one of the best damage output in the game. And I'm not only talking about Golden Frieza. Frieza himself, in its normal form, does great damage as well. My standard BMB in the corner, and it's really nothing too. It's really nothing too special. It does like 5.2k damage in the corner, solo, without any assist, without any super. After an optimal stutter, that's decent. It's really good, especially if you consider the fact that he's primarily zoner. The exchanges were so great for him. Now he can spam and decide to control the entire space when he feels like it. His energy disc pressure is strong as well. He's got like one of the best post level 3 mix-ups in the game because of his discs. His Golden Frieza can actually put you in an endless block string because of reverse speed. And he's got TODs, solo TODs for days if you got him in limit break as your anchor. I really don't see any real weakness. The only weakness he's really got are Dbs Broly and Cooler. These two got moves that just counter his game plan. They really counter his zoning game plan. If it weren't for these two, I really would put Frieza at number 1. I'd say he would be the best in the game right now. But since you need to change your game plan, and really need to get into the offensive against these two, I put him in number 3 spot. But remember, his mix-up game isn't bad either, and he's got one of the best stagger games in the entire game. His 2M is -2 in block. It's like almost neutral. It's like almost neutral. It's insane. Second best in the game would be Goku Blue, I'd say. Goku Blue is better than base Vegeta, I'd say. And shoutouts to you, Dr. Blue. You've convinced me. How should I say it? You really convinced me. It's like he's got every tool base Vegeta has, except for the fact that he can combo off his EX dive kick, or however, this not dive kick. What am I talking about? The kick that changes sides. You know what I mean. You can combo off it meterless. He's got like the best damage in the game. I think I've seen like 6.3k damage after a solo combo in the corner, without spending any meter, without using any assists. I don't think that there's any character that can do that. It's just insane. His command grabs are really strong. He can combo off it meterless in the corner. The only thing he falls short in comparison to base Vegeta would be his Ki Blast game. But that's not enough from putting him up here. It's just ridiculous. The only character he's getting outshined by, if you ask me, but maybe it's really at this point that I'm seeing Team Gorm with other eyes. I've got over 7,000 matches with him. I love this character. Maybe I'm biased, but hear me out. The best auto combo in the game, hands down. This auto combo wins neutral for you. and it keeps pressure going like for always. Just think about it. First, let's talk about neutral first. In neutral, just press light, and there are two scenarios if your opponent are above you. But first of all, he blocks, in which case you can cancel into light legs, carrying him all the way down to the ground. And when you hit the ground, you're plus on block. So you've won your turn. You can now pressure your opponent. If you didn't block, you get a full combo and it scales like a 2M, because it was the either the second or the third hit of his other combo. Insane. He can TOD you off of that starter. If he's got you blocking, he can keep you there like forever. Sure, you can down heavy after his EX lightning kicks, but that's always a great risk. Team Gohan can backdash afterwards and punish you heavily if he decides to bait that. If you don't go for the 2H, literally everything else except for reflect loses against it. If you reflect and Team Gohan decides to do nothing, you're pretty much dead. He's got one of the best damage output in the entire game. It's just ridiculous. He controls base really good. He's got great ki blast. His lariat-like kick is really good as well. Especially his EX variation, which is now half a bar. It's just crazy. And even when people say his EX legs got nerfed, yeah, they sure did. But in which way? In which way? It's still plus on block, and it still scales good. Not this crazy good it did before, but actually I'd say it's buff overall, because I personally, as a Team Gohan player, prefer a slightly worse variation of his EX lightning kicks over a slightly better EX lightning kicks move that costs 1 bar. Because now I can spam it. I can really spam it. And you can't imagine how many games I've won just by pressuring the opponent with this move. Yeah. Anyway, just one thing. Again, think about all the 50-50 variations and the endless blocks when you can put your opponent into. His EX legs that are plus on block are actually a true block swing. If you decide to go into another assist, you can keep your opponent blocking like forever. That combined with tick throw, it's just ridiculous. I personally think Team Gohan is the best character in the game right now. Anyway, that was my tier list. I would love to hear your opinion about it and discuss with you in the comment section. Yeah. Hope you stay safe this time and don't mind the video being so long. Have a great time, God bless you, stay safe, bye bye.